Now, Nigeria will sell an 80% equity stake in each of 10 independent power generation plants held by the Niger Delta Power Holding Company. Plans are underway for road shows in Lagos, the United States, and the United Kingdom, and of course Hong Kong, to attract investors into Nigeria's power sector. The privatization of assets will begin in August and should be concluded by next year. Earlier, I discussed the planned sale with James Olotu, the CEO of the Niger Delta Power Holding Company.
The regulatory framework, the licensing, and of course the involvement of the Bureau of Public Enterprises in this process. It is going to be the best ever privatization scheme that the governments of Nigeria are jointly involved in. And there's a tone at the top. The president gives assurance that it is well. The board of directors of Niger Delta Power Holding Company and the board of NCP give assurance it is well. The National Economic Council, which represents the shareholders of this organization, is saying to the investment public it is well. Nigeria is definitely the next haven for investment opportunities such as this. They are 10 and they are brand new and they are on offer. I'm asking the investment public, Lagos, all over the country, and internationally, to come partner with us as we celebrate this wonderful, wonderful venture.
Right. But how attractive are these assets really? Because one of the points that many people observing the power reforms in Nigeria point to is the fact that virtually all these assets are depending on gas. It's something that the supply of is not totally assured right now in terms of its availability. Now, why should investors be confident that these are still good assets to buy, given the risks involved with respect to gas supply?
Well, you see, whenever you hear the word full commission by Mr. President, that means that everything that has to do with that power plant has been resolved. Gas issues and the availability have been resolved. Evacuation issues have been taken care of. The power plant itself, the completion of the power plant by the contractors has been ascertained in line with the provisions of the contract. So the moment you see that tape being cut by Mr. President, then you know that everything, your fears, and should no longer be.
In this case, I think many people are hopeful that we'll see foreign investor participation in the process, because in the first phase, it really was a case of many locals partnering to some extent with some foreign investors. But what are your expectations in this phase? Do you anticipate that we would see foreign investors come to the table this time?
I see a lot of opportunities for local investments and investors. I also see a lot of opportunities for foreign investors. I also see a lot of opportunities for possible partnerships, because you look at the volume of transactions, look at the kind of the value of the transaction, you will know that it is very, very likely that one set alone cannot do the job alone. So the opportunities are all there for both local and international investors to come, either singularly or in partnership with one another, to get this thing done.
Right, and if we can talk a bit about the state of these assets themselves. I think many of them are at various stages of completion. Can you just speak to this point and how this could change anything for anyone that is looking to invest in these assets?
All the assets, there's no one of them that is less than 70% completed. 4 of them are even completely completed. They're just doing housekeeping, just to tidy up things, put the roads right, put the plumbing work okay, paint this and paint that. Absolutely completed. All the units in those power plants that have been completed are already on the grid. They're already producing, and there will be a track record of such production and the values of money we are collecting from those. It will be in the
investors
data.
In all these assets are sure that they will all be on the grid?
Definitely.
Because
definitely.
I know when they were being built, there were some issues around some of them not being on the grid.
Yeah, sure. But the essence, the reason why we built them is so that they can be on grid. Right. And they will definitely be on grid. And in fact, the involvement of the private sector even gives more assurance that they will definitely be on the grid and remain on the grid. Because the private sector's interest is profitability. Right. And when they see a good business, they run after it. Right. That is their discipline.